So tell me, Prince Harry is happy again.
It's a massive, massive story. He's sneaked off to have lunch with friends. I think there's trouble in paradise. Meghan has realised that her solo projects aren't working. It's my understanding, and my royal insiders are telling me that she's all out now. So she suddenly realised, I have to be royal again. Archie and Lily are all over Instagram on a regular basis. It's my understanding that Harry's furious about that. Harry doesn't want this fame for his kids. He's desperate to get away.
Hello and welcome to the award-winning Daily Expresso. I'm JJ Nishobi, and this is Marky Mark Dolan. Oi, oi.
Good to see you, JJ.
Double dip this week.
Twice in a week. I've got staying power, haven't I?
You have. You just keep on going like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah. You get me up for it, and we've got so much to go at today. I can't quite believe it.
Yeah. So tell me, Prince Harry is happy again, but he's happy because he's left Meghan.
It's astonishing. I mean, I've become a student of Harry. I've done a degree in Harryology, and I've been observing this guy at close quarters for many years. And in the last calendar year, I can think of 2 occasions when I've seen a genuine smile on his face. Not the fake rictus grin as Meghan prods him and manipulates him. It's when he's on his own. And it's when he came to the UK for the Clarence House face-to-face, which was the highlight of his year. Yes, it was brief. It was surprisingly formal, but he got to see his old man. He loves this country, and he loved meeting the public. It was a flash of the old Harry. And we've seen the same thing this week. Monday, he drives 2.5 hours from his Montecito mansion to LA to a very posh sushi restaurant called Nobu, which is where all the celebs go.
Oh, I know. I've been there myself.
Well, you're Nobu level. I'm afraid I'm still at the Wendy Burger level. I'm all about the Wendy's. I like a bit of In-N-Out as well because I'm very happily married. But the truth is that, no. My wife and I go to the In-N-Out. It's a great brand. It's a great chain. And Jack in the Box on my birthday. But
sorry.
So, and I have to, actually delighted to say I don't know why you're laughing. So, but the bottom line is no, it's a massive, massive story, and I'm delighted to say that I really it's 2 sources. First of all, People magazine, which is very interesting because as we talked about in the past, People magazine have been very pro Harry and Meghan. They're the in-house newsletter of the Sussexes. Yep. They're part of their Sussex public relations machine, which never sleeps. But, they are revealing this interesting story that he's sneaked off to have lunch with friends. Now, we don't know which friends they are. What we have is a viral photograph now of Harry arriving at the restaurant looking content, like the weight of the world off his shoulders, relaxed, the little sparkle in his eye, and of course looking forward to eating some raw fish, which is what they specialise in at Nobu. So the bottom line is that this is quite a fascinating turn of events, because why would you drive for 2.5 hours? Now, People magazine said it's a 90-minute drive to LA, to that branch of Nobu from the house in Montecito. Well, I've been to all of those locations on my US trip last year. And just yesterday, I did a traffic check. And it's 2 hours, 20 minutes door to door, early morning, which is when, of course, he went because it was lunch. So, he's desperate to get away. And it's very interesting just to look at the body language and to look at the statement. It's clear messaging, because it's my understanding that Meghan has realised that her solo projects aren't working, that Meghan as this, amazing independent brand is not successful. And it's my understanding, and my royal insiders are telling me, that she's all out now to get back to the UK, to reconnect with King Charles and to effectively be Princess Meghan again. Wow. Because she feels that the project, and that's what Australia was about, dipping their toe back in that water. But yeah, so poor old Harry, whenever he's not with Meghan, he looks happier. And whenever he is with her, he looks miserable.
Well, I'm surprised he picked Nobu to go to, because it's it's an expensive restaurant, but in terms of Hollywood, it's Kardashianville. It's kind of like the best reality TV stars go there, the influencers, the Biebers of the world. You might find Drake in there when he's over in Hollywood. It's littered with celebrities, and because of that, paparazzi are always always there. So it's not like he picked, I don't know, the Beverly Hills, Wiltshire or something where he
Correct.
could sneak in.
This is not low profile.
No, he's gone for somewhere where people are going to see him. His picture's going to be taken for definite. He wants to be back on the scene.
Definitely. And he's been skiing on his own with his mates. They spent Valentine's apart last year, which was quite surprising because they were both in Canada just a couple of days beforehand in Vancouver for Invictus. Meghan ships off. I think there's trouble in paradise, but I think what's happening here, it's my view, and it's been borne out by Hilary Fordwich, who joined me on my Talk TV show. She's a renowned royal expert, and she said she thinks Harry's not happy, he's homesick, and that he's not suited to life in California. Yeah. She knows the scene. She's a British journalist based out in the States. She says it's not working. The difference between Harry and Meghan is that Harry, for his sins, is pretty much a regular human being. He's a regular guy. He likes a beer. He enjoys the company of a lady. He's fun-loving. He's ex-military. He's not a very sophisticated man. His needs are pretty simple. And he's not suited to life in California and the glitz and the glamour. Meghan is. But what's interesting is that the mood music in the last couple of years has been that Harry's toxic. He's actually holding Meghan back. But now that Meghan's really had a chance to flex her muscles professionally, and it's been thrown back in her face, particularly Netflix walking away from that commercial partnership. Yeah. That was devastating to Meghan. There's no way you can dress that up. They lost millions. Losing the broadcast contract, no more With Love Meghan, no more podcasts. So she suddenly realized, I have to be royal again. In my view, Meghan is pathologically transactional. Everything's a deal. I actually see Meghan as Donald Trump in a brown wig.
The art of the deal with Meghan Markle.
Yeah, I promise you, because we know like half of our audience love Donald Trump, half cannot stand the guy.
Yeah.
But all of our Daily Expresso family can agree that Mr. Trump is transactional. As you said, he loves a deal.
Yeah.
He's a broker. And of course, we're seeing that in the Middle East at the moment. We're all praying, aren't we? That we're gonna have the Strait of Hormuz cleared.
Yeah.
This is Middle East politics. We knew nothing, did we, about 6 weeks ago? I thought the Strait of Hormuz was a restaurant in East London, but we're desperate. I've got my summer holidays. Donald, get a deal done.
Yeah.
Do a deal. But I actually think Meghan is a little bit like Donald Trump. I think she's Trumpian. You know, even she speaks in superlatives. I'm the most trolled person in the world. I'm the trollstest. I'm number one for trolling. There's never been more trolled person. I'm the best troller. I'm the trolley. I'm the trollster. I'm the trollstest. But that's what she is. I believe she's like that. She's Trumpian. Okay, she's an iconoclast. She's about headlines. She's a disruptor. She's a troublemaker. And the big thing is that she's transactional, and she has identified that the royal connections are going to save her finances, save her reputation, save her business.
Oh, jeez.
And meanwhile, Harry's done. He's out of here. You know, he's in Nobu with his mates, chilling out, enjoying a break from what we call in the United Kingdom, indoors.
Indoors. Well, speaking of
trouble and strife.
Indoors.
Of course, I know you call your Mrs. Princess, don't you?
I do call her Princess.
She's real royalty.
Sure, she's American, so she loves the royalty.
Yeah, beautiful, lovely lady that you've got there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll pay you later for that one. Thank you.
Mrs. Dolan's different. She's a good person, and I think that's valuable too. She's got character, and that's also good.
Well, I always remember you said about your sons that they just don't pop.
No, the youngest is very, whatever, but it's fine. You know, each to their own, and you take the hand you're dealt, is what I would say. And Mrs. Dolan's lazy eye is being treated quite soon, which would be initially they thought it was an infection, but.
Well, there's a lot of admirers for you in the comments here, Mark. I don't know if you've seen lots of women are sending messages about you, how much they love watching you on the show.
Well, I'm very lucky and I'm very honoured that they should say that. They shouldn't drink when they're watching the programme. But may God bless them for their kind words. They've obviously not seen me close up.
They're all today. We're going in 4K HD. Am I right, James? That's right.
That's a lot of JJ Anasiobi.
Yeah, every freckle, every wrinkle.
That's a lot of RAM of JJ, which is a term that can be misconstrued.
Let's get back to Meghan, because she's done the impossible. She has shared a never-before-seen picture of Archie, whom you cannot see in the picture. A never-before-seen picture of a never-seen picture. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? It makes no sense,
JJ. And it makes no sense because Meghan is inconsistent. They don't mean any of the things they say. So when they said they were leaving the UK for privacy, they didn't mean that, because they moved to a place called Hollywood, California. I don't know if you're familiar with that place, but it just happens to be the world entertainment capital.
Yeah.
So that's not exactly a farm in South Africa, is it? So that's the first thing. They didn't mean it about the privacy, and we know about the World Privacy Tour. And then they said they wanted Archie and Lily to have normal lives. Well, it's not very normal if you're plastered all over Instagram every 11 seconds, including at Disneyland and Easter holidays and Halloween, etc., etc. And it was odd. Do you remember when Archie was born, there was no official photograph?
Yeah.
Which I thought was churlish, because at that point they were frontline serving royals. And if you take the gig of being a royal and living in palaces and never having to worry about paying for your meals or getting a GP appointment, the gig is, you know, there's a baby, here's the picture. I'm afraid you are a product.
Yeah.
It's the aristocratic end of showbiz, isn't it? The
Yeah.
royal family.
Yeah.
So you pose for a photograph. And she didn't do that, which I thought was obnoxious. But if they just said, you know, that's because it's all about privacy and yada, yada, fine. But then, of course, no. Archie and Lily are all over Instagram on a regular basis. It's my understanding that Harry's furious about that. He doesn't want his kids to be celebrities. And now, whilst we didn't get a photograph of Archie for an official portrait coming out of hospital, which is a royal tradition, now we get a very intimate photo for the world to see 7 years later. As you said, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It is bizarre. And a friend of mine said to me the other day that about Harry and Meghan, said that people who only post the lovely stuff all the time on social media, they're the ones who are most unhappy behind closed doors.
So it's that Shakespearean thing, you protest too much. Look at my amazing life.
Yeah.
Virginia Woolf, the author, said a 100% happy person would be silent.
Yeah.
And Meghan ain't too silent, is she? My husband. I think it's odd. And what I think is a real pressure point, in the marriage, JJ, is that Harry doesn't want this fame for his kids, because he grew up in the spotlight and it's not attractive. Whenever you're born into something, you don't value it. And there's no way that he's excited to see photographers and cameras, all that. So the big plan was for him to raise the kids as private individuals. But now all of that's completely gone. And not only does Meghan want to be Princess Meghan again, but they're going to flex their muscles about Archie and Lily. So it's Prince Archie and Princess Lily, which of course they became when the Queen passed. And again, double standards, because we were told at the time by Omid Scobie, their biographer and friend, that they were pursuing a private childhood for those kids and the royal connections were no more. It's got to be Master Archie. How's that worked out for you? You know, it's pretty tough.
Well, let's talk about William, the future king of this great country. Apparently, he was so sick with worry ahead of Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah that he was vomiting and retching for a week beforehand.
Crumbs.
Yeah. So this is the latest from the Kate Middleton biography. Kate, the courage, grace and power of the woman who will be queen. Such a long title.
It's a bit too much.
Geez
They do
Louise.
that with those royal books. Don't
They do. Power, the trust and today, whatever. But this is
word salad, basically.
Yeah, completely. Author Christopher Anderson has claimed that the Princess of Wales could hear her husband retching in the bathroom for a full week before the interview aired.
Poor guy. Well, I will say, fair play to Christopher, because that is quite the scoop.
Yeah.
And it's very surprising, isn't it, JJ? Because we think of William as a very controlled, composed man. But that's the public image. Let's not forget, privately, he does have a big heart. He cares so much about two things, the family and the institution of the monarchy. Great sense of duty. Never put a foot wrong. Can you think of a single sort of embarrassing moment on the part of William?
Oh, no. No, especially compared to Harry.
Right.
Yeah.
Harry with the
Nazi outfit.
The Nazi outfit and the terrible, crazy, salacious detail in the book Spare, which is very embarrassing for the whole family. With none of that from William. And yeah, it breaks your heart to think how much he suffered and how it affected his health. And that's why there is no mood of reconciliation on the part of William regarding Harry. And Charles can do all of the manoeuvring he likes. And we know that Charles is softening his position toward the Sussexes, probably because Harry and Meghan are weaponizing access to the kids. He'd quite like to see his grandkids before he passes. What is he, 77 now?
Yeah.
Which is no age, of course, but he's got cancer. And he's doing well, but I don't think he's in robust health. So maybe Charles is thinking the clock's ticking. However, William's not having any of it. And I really worry that he'll inherit a horrible mess when he becomes king, with Harry and Meghan back in the royal fold.
We shall see. But also in this book, this quote from Chris Anderson, he says that Kate was told to change her name, which is a claim that Harry had made in Spare also.
Yes, and I think if it's true, it's quite insulting towards Catherine. I always call her Catherine.
You always call her Catherine. And again, I was going to say this actually, from Tuesday's episode, I'll go through the comments replying to people who have comments, say things to us, and mostly lovely. A lot of people disgruntled that I kept calling her Kate. Like, it's Catherine, JJ. How hard can it be?
Well, I think that our beautiful audience are a bit harsh on you, because I think her media shorthand, the brand is Kate.
It is.
To be fair to you,
Yeah,
and
thank
you
you.
are a newspaper iconoclast, and you go with the brand. Catherine would be, again, it's too many syllables and consonants on a headline.
Yeah.
So Princess Catherine, Princess Kate. But yeah, what a story, and that's brilliant that you found this one. The palace were worried that, because her name begins with C, that you've got a lot of C's already in the family.
Yeah.
And it's Charles, Camilla, and then Catherine. C, all that. So there's an allegation that they politely asked Catherine to change the spelling of her Christian name.
Crazy.
And then what's interesting is that William, furious at the idea, because he's very protective of his wife. And also, I don't know what you think. I think it's insulting to the family.
Yeah.
Who chose the name Catherine for a reason.
Yeah.
And I just wonder whether it's the royals being a little bit, looking down on the non-aristocratic Middletons, who, let's not forget, their business has been very successful. It's a sort of party supplies events
supplier, yeah,
and which is fine, but it's not exactly owning Harrods, is it?
No.
And then you've got lovely Catherine's mother. What's her name?
I forget what her name.
Catherine's mother is. Let me quickly think with my brain. I really ought to know. Think. Catherine's mother. Wait.
James.
Kate.
Catherine's mother.
Pippa, no.
No, Pippa's the sister.
Carol. Right, let's do I don't know whether you edit this stuff out, or is it like Rogan? We go unedited.
No, we'll go unedited, mate.
Okay.
We're live and unapologetic.
Carol Middleton, who's, by the way, is a lovely lady, but she worked as cabin crew for a while, what they call a trolley dolly, which is a very noble profession. But there has been some snobbery about the Middletons as a result of that, and therefore I think it's obnoxious that they even suggested it.
Yeah.
That they even asked.
Yeah.
How can you get someone to change the spelling of their name? Yeah. It's pretty, I will be honest with you, when I started here on the Daily Expresso, I was under a lot of pressure that you wanted me to be called Barbara Dolan, which, because of woke and box ticking, there was a concern about the lack of female representation on this particular format. And they said, would you mind terribly being Barbara? We've got the outfits. Booked you in for surgery. And I put my foot down, and I'm glad I did. But yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. If it's true, it shows that, I really admire the royal family, but sometimes they're just a mile away from the real world.
Absolutely.
If they think that they should even go there, and it's just an insult, which is why William was angry about it. And so luckily, Catherine, by the way, what I like about her, she's not a confrontational person. She's discreet, but there's a quiet power there. She doesn't mess around. She's got 3 kids. She's a mother. She's a wife. She's a princess. She's going to be queen. And she takes no prisoners. She had plenty of duels with Meghan, which I would argue she prevailed over. And again, she stood her ground, and she remains Catherine, which is fantastic news. By the way, on the names thing, it is true, joking apart, that, Archie and Lily, we know the controversy about Lilibet.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have a policy on the Mark Dolan show. I only call the daughter Lily, because Lilibet is a stolen name. And I don't want to participate in a stolen name.
Well, you should just ask Lilibet when she's older to pay reparations to the late Queen for stealing her name.
Well, we had that report, didn't we, that the Queen, that there was a butler had never seen the Queen so angry.
Yeah.
And also that this was the only thing I actually had, the one thing I owned, and they even took that from me. And if that's, it goes back to, our discussion about William really upset about what was going to be in the Oprah interview. Shows how intelligent he is, by the way. He knew what was coming. That was he was quite the Nostradamus on that one.
Well, no one knows Harry better than William.
Bingo. His vomitation was merited on that, at that moment. But the Queen too, let's not forget what she went through towards the end of her life, knowing that the book Spare was coming. How many sleepless nights did the Queen have, who was battling a serious illness at the time, was a very old lady, mourning the loss of Philip, and she had to worry what was going to be in the book Spare. And that's why I make no apologies for calling out Harry and Meghan for their cruelty.
Well, what I would say to that point, Mark, and by the way, if you're enjoying the episode so far, like, share, subscribe, and hit the hype button, and put your comments in. We try and reply to most of you.
And my name is Barbara, so please,
yes,
please stick to
please
that.
do hit up Barbara Dolan. What I would say about the Queen.
Don't hit me up. Let's not get... I mean, that's at least take
Hit
me
him
up. I might need dinner first and a glass of wine. See how it goes.
The Queen may have been feeling a certain way of anger and whatnot towards Harry and Meghan in her later days. But this is the same Queen who, I have to say, and I did love the Queen, but it's the same Queen who protected Andrew his entire life. And that's what I'll talk about now.
You raise a really good point.
Thank you.
It blots the copybook of the Queen. It taints her legacy.
Yes, it does. So a former diplomat who worked with Andrew, this diplomat is called Simon Wilson. He said that Andrew was cocky and that staff were petrified of him. And some diplomats had a unique name for him. Do you guess what the unique name was?
Well, I mean, on a family show, can we even say the word?
We can. It's His Buffoon Highness. Because he would walk into a room, not know anything that he's supposed to know, wouldn't be able to answer any questions. And he'd make demands. He'd say, I don't want any tea. I don't want any coffee. I want water. No ice. It must be at room temperature. Now,
ridiculous.
Now, and
what is he, Mariah Carey?
There you go. And this buffoon was on official government business.
Idiot.
And when people complained to his mother about it, those people were removed from their posts. So the Queen, as much as I love her, she didn't do a great job with Andrew.
You know, I'm really starting to go off Prince Andrew, actually. Yeah, because I mean, I was fine with all the Epstein stuff.
Can I have your water?
Newsnight interview, but to find out that he drinks his water at room temperature, that's my red line. Thanks for that. No, he's a horrible piece of work, isn't he? And he's brought such disrepute on the family. He's such an embarrassment. And here's what does my head in. I mentioned Mariah Carey. You and I, we've both spent time around big stars. I've had the privilege of meeting Tom Cruise, a few other luminaries like that. And these people are so professional, they're so humble, but they've actually got every right to be a pain in the backside.
Yeah.
You have Tom Cruise. My total hero is Elton John, famous for a hissy fit. It's like, yeah, you wrote bloody Candle in the Wind. You're entitled to be a pain in the backside. What has Andrew achieved in his life to behave like this monstrous diva? Nothing. It's so bad and it's so damning. And I feel sorry for the staff. You mentioned fear.
Yeah.
As a culture of fear, which would explain why he got away with so much. Because do you remember we were doing this show when a lot of the latest revelations about Andrew came out and the allegations which he strongly denies? And we were saying, well, how can the staff not have known?
Yeah.
How can the butlers and the waiting staff and the security guards? Well, perhaps they feared the guy. And it's so bad. The other issue I've got, and like you, I do really like the idea of a monarchy, but it brings the principle of having a royal family into disrepute. If they can have such power and abuse it, they should never be in that position to treat staff badly. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. No one in a position of power should be able to bully people around, and then when people complain about it, the people who complain are the ones who are punished.
Yeah, and you know, I will say, I've got it on good authority, that there are two people who really understand how to treat the staff so well. One's with us and one is past. And those two people are the late Queen Elizabeth and King Charles. I have this from the royal butler, Grant Harold, who of course served them both. He knows them intimately well. Former butler to William, Harry and Charles. And he said they went out of their way to not just be polite to the staff, but actually inquire as to their well-being, remembered issues around the family. How's your mother? I hear she was poorly. And this was from Charles and from Elizabeth. And they really, really got that. A lot of allegations about the Sussexes not being that nice to their staff. Is there a pattern of behaviour from Andrew to Harry about seeing the staff as second-class citizens? And I got no evidence to back that up. But there were a lot of... First of all, there was a report into bullying by the Sussexes on staff.
Yeah.
Allegedly, it was Meghan's bullying, but we never got the result of that inquiry. which is interesting. And the people that have worked for Harry and Meghan call themselves the Sussex Survivors Squad. Plus, there's the turnover of staff.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that doesn't, you know, so, okay, perhaps it's not on the same scale as what's alleged about Andrew there, but maybe there's a certain arrogance of looking down on the people that serve you. It's unforgivable, and it actually threatens the future of the royal family. And the Queen got it. Her attitude was, how we treat the staff is our number one priority.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was right.
The other thing I don't like about Andrew, by the way, non-drinker.
Yeah, I don't think I buy that. I don't think I buy it.
Interesting.
I don't buy it. I don't understand these allegations about him going to Hong Kong and sleeping with 20 hookers and doing that stone cold sober. It seems to lead a party boy lifestyle. I think he would have been under the influence.
And that's very interesting. My dear mother, who loves the show, by the way.
Good.
And she's a big fan of yours.
Oh, well, she's got good taste.
And she said, slip him my number, which I thought was several things, really. First of all, you're married. Secondly, I mean, she looks fantastic, but she is, as the French say, of a certain age. No, the bottom line is my mum, she used to have an old saying, never trust a man that doesn't drink. Right? Which makes you very trustworthy.
The most trustworthy man in Wetherspoons. One more thing to say about Andrew before we go. Apparently he is, I was going to swear, but this is a family show. He's close to pooping his pants, I'll say, because word has it, Fergie is going to go ahead with a tell-all book.
Wow.
And he's terrified what's going to come out in that book. So he's now trying to reach out to Fergie to take control of the book and go through it together, what she can and can't say. And apparently he wants to have a cut of the money for the book also.
Well, Andrew is certainly a ruthless man, and he likes money. He's quite transactional as well.
Yeah.
And he used his time as a trade envoy to fill his boots financially, as well as perhaps in other areas. And here we go again with poor old Fergie. Well, we've been talking about this for a long time, haven't we? Fergie's got a book in her. And that book, now she's published a gazillion books already, but they've been very vanilla. If we get the true story, you know, Fergie, my story, it could be explosive because she knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
She can reveal all about Diana, who was her best friend, Charles, about Megxit, what she thought of Meghan, and of course, ultimately, the big smoking gun, her ex-husband, Andrew. It's very interesting that Andrew steps in. I wonder, JJ, whether what could happen here is a deal with the devil. The two of them conspire to enrich themselves with Andrew using that book as a proxy of getting his story out there.
Yeah. But I think they'd both be silly to do it because, as we know, they go through money very quickly. They're not going to get more than, I don't know, 10 million quid for a book. Yeah. That's not going to last either of them very long with the way that they spend.
Well, you're right about that, especially Fergie. She's financially incontinent, which is, you know, one of the reasons why it's considered that they got so close to Epstein is she always needed cash. And that actually, you know, because obviously with Andrew, you know, it's worth remembering, isn't it? The guy stands accused of crimes. No prosecutions, never been proved, found guilty of anything. He denies all the allegations. And some suggestion that the only reason why he was still close to Epstein was to help his ex-wife pay her bills. Again, now Sarah Ferguson would deny that too. But the bottom line is that yes, that money would go fast, but she's broke. I mean, she needs the cash. The best evidence of that is that she sold her nest egg property in Mayfair last year at a loss of around $300,000. Now, you don't sell a property that you don't live in and make a loss unless there's a problem. Yeah. Because you would hang on to it until it appreciated. Yeah. Why has she flogged it? You can only conclude she needs the money.
She needs the moolah.
Would you read it? Would you read Fergie, My Story?
No, I'd get one of the minions here to read it and then just tell me the headlines.
Producer James.
Shit, no. I go for someone a bit more respectable than that. I don't go that low down. Someone more mid-minion level, you know. Yeah.
It's got to be done.
Mark, thank you very much, mate.
Great to chat.
Yes.
We'll do it all again on Monday, hopefully.
Absolutely, if I'm still alive.
Oh, please
God. Yeah, I'm so sick. But I'm here for you.
You've got a heavy cold, but you've soldiered on, haven't you?
I've soldiered on like a tough little boy.
You're sort of a bit sniffy today.
I'm sniffy.
Are you contagious?
I am contagious, so we shouldn't be kissing.
You've not come off a cruise ship or anything, have you?
No, I've not been cruising lately.
Glad to hear that.
Thank you for watching the Daily Expresso. Like, share, subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a review and hit the hype button here on YouTube. Thank you and bye-bye.